Let's get this anime morning started, so let's go talk about it. Hello, beautiful humans. Welcome back to Cuff. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is raining and lightning outside, so if you hear some lightning sounds, I apologize. There's nothing I can do. It's very gray out here in Georgia, but either way, though it might be gray out there, it is very light in here, and I am going to bring that energy for you, especially with the Shaman King episodes 34 through 36, and the lovely message that what you do to me will be done onto you, and on it goes, and when it stops, nobody knows. And that's what I really like about it. And I'm so sorry if that felt really corny, but that is exactly what it was about for these 3 episodes. And I do like that message. It's like, when is it enough to stop getting even? You get even, I get even, they get even. They want to get even. When does it stop? Especially if, it's a cycle that involves other people. And it started off with Lyser to the group. The group, started fighting. They started dying. Everyone's starting to get more powerful. And then everyone's starting to come back and being revived. And now apparently there are like these new things with the Oversouls. They have their own type energies that are above the mana of the actual user, and if you can control it to raise your own power level, then that'll make you far stronger than normal. However, you're also risking your own life. At the same exact time, there is these healing powers now that you can potentially manifest out of nowhere. So I can't wait to see where we go in that direction, because that is a whole brand new thing that they did, kind of plopped out of nowhere. So we're going to leave that alone until I find out a little bit more information about how all this healing and this extra raising your power level. But either way, there was a lot that happened throughout these 3 episodes, and so much so that Horohoro kind of went through this whole thing. You saw his dad, you saw his little sister. His dad, survival of the fittest kind of guy, but still cares, still loves, was there to defend his son and knock out the one person who was the biggest threat toward his son, and let his son finish the rest of the fight on his own. Ryu was a big shocker for me a little bit. It's almost like in this show they do a lot of showboating, but then at the same exact time when it comes to actual fighting, it's not as great. Wooden Sword Ryu kind of lost pretty quickly in my opinion, and on top of that, he couldn't do anything against the Jin. Now, I don't know how powerful this Jin is, but it's potentially a lot more powerful than he is. But either way, he should have been able to at least do something, but nothing really did happen. He ended up dying and then being saved by these people who, I guess support Buddha, and then they have these healing restoration powers to where they can bring you back to life, and I guess that's what happened. So I'm not too sure if Ruden Sword Ryu ended up getting a power upgrade or not, but we'll see in the next few episodes if that actually is a thing. And I'm waiting for, Yo to get his power upgrade, because I honestly don't believe he's outside of the shaman fights, for the simple fact is he's still fighting in this street fight that's happening, because I guess everything is on pause and the tribe members are just kind of sitting back watching everything unfold. So I guess this is just kind of a free-for-all for the most part, up until we go back to the regulated inside the ring type deal, which I hope kind of goes back soon, because I was really enjoying that competition. Now I kind of want to focus on Joko a little bit, because that for me in episode 35 was a little bit more important, specifically for me, for the simple fact is, when a person changes a new leaf, does that forgive their previous sins? And therefore falls onto what Yo was saying, which is, what you do unto me will be done unto you, and potentially even worse. Because the little kids with the golem, that is a very powerful golem that we end up finding out that the golem's power itself is 550,000, but the kids' soul energy combined is 3,000 or something like that. They're kind of super weak, but they're able to control the golem in some sort of way, I guess, together. It's very interesting, to say the least, that they didn't forgive Joko at all, only for the simple fact is because it killed their dad. And now the kids want to come back for vengeance. And is it in their right to come back for vengeance because that is all they lived without a parent? Again, they didn't know their mother at all, but you know, they know that they lost their father. It ended up being Joko and his old group, which also made me think, how did his old group end up becoming shamans as well? Either way, I hope that eventually comes full circle. I would like to see how they kind of became shamans as well. And Joko himself, he put up a very good fight, just to say the least. But at the same exact time, the question comes about is, can Joko be forgiven for everybody he has killed in the past? And potentially people he will kill in the future, because you never know what kind of shaman fights he's going to end up getting into. But currently, before he was a shaman, he was a kid who pretty much hated life. He wasn't happy. He was, you know, in the streets, you know, with a gang, and they pretty much used him to go and, you know, kill their enemies. And that's exactly what he did with no questions asked. Is it right to forgive him because he turned a new leaf? Is it right to still hold it against him? I mean, those are really big questions. Let me know down in the comments what your opinion is, because then if that's the case, when is it the right time to eventually stop? Do you stop when you kill Joko? Then what about his new best friend like Yo or Anna or someone else that have gotten really close to him, consider him like family? Now they want to come back and get vengeance for him. When does that cycle end up stopping? And that is kind of like a big question that always falls full circle, and it's a question that can never really be answered because everybody has all these different opinions. But I would really love your opinion as well, and that's why I like these videos, just like you're gonna end up liking this one as well, because it adds thought and deep discussion. And I'm very surprised that this show brought out this deep of a discussion to which is really great, and that's what I really do like about it. And thank you so much for sticking with me for this long. As usual, subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget to click that bell notification. And above all else, most importantly, don't forget to kick up and not down, and I will see you the next time I post. Peace.